What are three signs of a bad business deal? My name is Sam Bryant, and I'm an attorney that helps build and protect Florida businesses. So, throughout my career, I've been a part of a bunch of business deals. I've formed hundreds of businesses for my clients. So, I've seen my fair share of these deals. And I've noticed that there's a common trend around the worst deals that clients have signed before they've sought legal help and before we've gotten involved. So I'll share that with you. The first sign of a bad business deal is that the other party is rushing you. So I tell my clients all the time that when you're engaged in business and you're trying to form relationships with people through these contracts, you don't want to rush the process. A contract has many details in it that can be overlooked if you were rushed. And those details can mean the difference of $1,000 or thousands of dollars if anything goes wrong. So you want to make sure that you have the opportunity to thoroughly review the contract, make sure you understand the deal, make sure you understand what happens when things go wrong, and make sure that you understand exactly how you're going to handle it. If somebody is rushing you on that, to me, it's a sign that there's language in that deal that does not work in your favor because they understand that once you sign it, you're held to the deal. So you want to make sure that you completely understand that and that you have the time to do it. And don't worry, even if somebody says, I want you to sign now, can you sign now? 9 times out of 10, they're going to accommodate you delaying the deal a little bit, especially for the sake of you being able to have more time to think about it. The second sign of a bad business deal is the other side doesn't want the deal to be in writing. So some people call them gentlemen's agreements or handshake deals or verbal agreements. These are valid contracts under the law, so they are legal, but they present a multitude of problems if there is an issue with an interpretation of the deal. So when you have a written deal, you have all those details laid out, and you know exactly what's going to happen if something goes wrong, or if nothing's going wrong. But if you need clarity on a specific point, you have that contract to look forward to. If you don't have that contract and you're doing a verbal agreement, those lend themselves to misinterpretations or misunderstandings between you and the other side. So if the other side is insisting that you not write a contract, that's a red flag because they may have the motive of changing the terms of the deal afterwards. And if you want to fight it, it's essentially your word against someone else's word, and that puts you in a proposition where you may not succeed in court if you have to go after the other person, even if you didn't do anything wrong. So remember, just in court, it's not about what happens; it's about what you can prove. And having a written agreement proves a lot and can go a long way in protecting your interest. The final red flag, or the third red flag of a bad business deal, is if the other party does not want a attorney's fee provision in the contract. An attorney's fee provision essentially gives the right for the prevailing party in a dispute to recoup their legal fees from the losing party. This becomes important because a lot of times in a business deal, some business deals just go wrong for just unanticipated reasons, but a lot of business deals go wrong because one party clearly did something wrong, some clearly did something nefarious to the other side, and so a an attorney's fee provision helps protect you because if you are on the wrong side of someone else's bad acts, then then you get to raise the stakes because it's not just you're not entitled to just the amount in the contract for damages, but you're also entitled to a reimbursement of the fees that you took for an attorney. If the other side is dissuading you or discouraging the inclusion of an attorney's fee provision, that's a real red flag because an attorney's fee provision can benefit either side because it's a prevailing party. So it doesn't work one way, it works both ways. So there really isn't much of a reason to exclude that from a contract. So uh, those are three signs or red flags of a bad business deal. I hope you found that video helpful. If you did, or you want to know more about business deals or how to spot um, red flags or potential issues, please feel free to reach out, and we'll always be glad to help.